What's up everyone, it's Social Junior today. Welcome back to another video. Today we're back with another video today. So for this video, we're going to be checking out a amazing digital circus fan game called All Roads Lead to You. Now this one is actually going to be a pretty interesting one because this one is actually a rabbit Bunnydoll fan fiction. Now this one's actually going to be pretty interesting because this one is actually heavily relied on the pairing known as Bunnydoll. Basically a pairing of Jax and Ragatha. So that's interesting right there. This is another fan game that I actually found on Itch.io, and yeah, I'm always excited whenever I see a Digital Circus fan game out there. So we're going to be trying this one out and see what this one's all about. Which one? Let's go. Ooh, I definitely do like the artwork right here. Kane, why are we up in the middle of the night? Ragatha rubs her unbuttoned eye wearily. The cast was gathered in the main hall of the tent, woken by the blaring trumpeting of the horn on some ungodly hour, courtesy of none other than Bubble. Next to Ragatha, Jax yawned wide, baring his pointy yellow teeth. Oh yeah, his teeth right there. He scratches behind his ears and glances in his direction before glaring up at Kane. Yeah, Pomni was swaying on the side, ready to pass out. Yeah, I do like how everyone is just here right there. Like, look at everyone in the art style right there. Look at Zubul, too. Zubul looks angry, Gangle looks nervous, and Kayer looks like he didn't have a care in the world. He's just a go-happy old man right there. Leave him alone. However, none of them look like they've been woken up by a deep and comfortable sleep. Oh, and then we got this guy right there. Surprise! Confetti bursts over all of our heads. Today is a very special adventure. Or should I say tonight? He laughs heartily of what only he could consider a joke. Ragatha groans. She has been having such a pleasant dream, too. She yawned wide. Can we please go back to sleep? No! Kane whacked his finger. Tonight, you're all going to be taking part of the venture I like to call the Camping Cabin Conundrum. Oh, are we gonna do some camping in his household right there? Why? Because, well, Kane froze in midair. A familiar dial-up tune could be heard. It was several seconds before he snapped out of it. I'm sorry, Pomni. Did you say something? Oh my god, of course. Forget it. Yeah, you were saying, Kane? Yes, of course. Kane nodded his denter head. So, your mission of this adventure is to journey through the deep, dark woods with your teammates. You must take care to avoid difficult obstacles and other defiants to find the abandoned cabin. He spoke the last two words in a deafening echo that reverberated off the tent walls. Whoever makes it to the cabin first wins the prize. But be warned, the road there will be filled with tricks, twists, and turns. And of course, friendly NPCs to guide you along the way. Do we at least get a map? Kane chuckles. Nope, of course. No, you don't get a map in every way whatsoever here. You'll find soon enough, my dear Ragatha. Kane and winks at her before he begins adjusting them all towards the tent entrance. Oh, and we're already here. Come on now, we need to start while the stars are in the sky. This isn't a real sky. Jax grumbled, his yellow eyes narrowed at Kane. We can make it nighttime anytime you want. Why not let us at least get some sleep first? Now, where's the fun in that? Anyway, off you go. He pushes them all through the tent flap. Of course, and that's how we start this whole thing right there. He landed in a pile of the cold ground with poor Gangle on the bottom, her mask shadowed instantly. Of course, again, bro, why? Just leave her mask alone, like, seriously. Stars twinkled in the aqua and purple sky. Trees loomed large above them, casting dark shadows in the glow of the moon. Somewhere overhead, an owl hooted loudly. Well, isn't this just great? He spoke through gritted teeth. He stood up first, dusting himself off. Ragatha crooked his arms out. It's freezing. You think Kane would have let us something warm to wear? Yeah, well, that's Kane for you. Come on, let's get this over with. Yep, it's them two right there. We're gonna go on an adventure together in the dark forest as we go along here. They started down the only path they could see, surrounded by darkness, and under the soundtrack of croaking frogs and buzzing insects. If you didn't know they were trapped in the digital world, it would all be extremely convincing. The path wore the bonded shield of phase before disappearing into the densely wooded floor. This is stupid. Zubul offered their opinion as always. Yeah, I mean, at least the place looks nice, really. I like the dark. It's soothing. It is soothing, Kanger. The Jack scoffed. Sure, that's great for you, Kanger. The rest of us would rather be sleeping. It won't be too bad. Ragatha was trying to remain upbeat. At least we're all together, right? Speak for yourself. Oh my gosh. Let's just get through this. Pomni mumbles as she speaks, looking around nervously. I hate it out here. It's creepy. It's not that bad, really. What do you mean? Scared of the dark, newbie? Jax flashes her a menacing grin. Gotta freak out if you get separated from the rest of us. Gee, you better hope that doesn't accidentally happen. No, Oh, bro! Jax, lay off her! Oh, here you go. Miss Goody Two-Shoes has to chime in and defend her new buddy. Yes, I am defending her. Leave her alone. Oh, please. Why don't you butt out once in a while? You always gotta stick your cotton-filled head in other people's business. Maybe I wouldn't have to if you just be nicer. There's no reason for you to be such a jerk all the time. What's your issue with me, huh? Everything, kind of. Guys, come on, let's just get going. My issue? It's called being a good person. I know the concept is new to you. All you do is nag people, you know that. What good are you anyway? When was the last time you were in any use of anyone at any of these stupid adventures? Oh, bro, that's going way too far, man. Don't say that. Ragatha stared at him, wide-eyed, the hurt event across her face. You're just awful. She felt a tear threaten to fall. Jack stepped closer, glaring down on Ragatha. There was no remorse in his eyes. You know what, Dolly? I really don't care if... he stopped short. His ears twitched and he glances in both directions. What? What's going on? They all noticed the rumble growing louder in their ears, and the sudden shaking of the ground beneath their feet. What's happening? The ground shook harder. Raga found it becoming difficult to stand upright. The world around her was growing blurry. Then they heard a loud crack, and the earth splintered beneath them. Ragatha wobbled. The ground that she and Jax were standing on started to break away from the others, slowly crumbling down the cliffside. Wait, what? What the hell? Guys, look out! Gangle shouted, pointing in her ribbon and arms. It was too late. Ragatha was already falling. She couldn't keep her footing. She and Jax were going to fall at the bottom of the cliff. Oh no, what do we do? Her mittened hands grasped uselessly at the co-op side as she fell. She closed her eyes and braced for the impact. When she felt strong arms wrapped around her, Jax had grabbed her, holding her tightly as they both plummeted into the ground below. Aww! Yeah, Jax basically just grabbed her and saved her life right here. Ragatha slowly opened her eyes. The air was now still and silent, rumbling down. She squinted in the dark, trying to get an idea of where she was, and all she saw and felt was purple fur. She was lying on top of Jax. That's when she remembered how he grabbed her just as they were falling. Oh, yeah, so look at him. He just held her, he just saved her life and everything. Even if they are in the digital world. Jax? She felt her arms tighten around her as he groaned. Ugh. Jax laid flat on the back while Ragatha was held securely across against his chest. She never even touched the ground. Jax had completely broken her fall. Oh, are you okay? Ragatha craned her head to look at him, worried reflect in her eyes. I've been better. That is a cute little moment right there, honestly. Not gonna lie, even though he was bullying her, that was actually really nice, honestly. Again, the art definitely looks really nice. I gotta give props to the artist for making these beautiful little scenes, and even the sprite models, too. Jack sat up and groaned again, rubbing his back. Are you sure you're okay? I told you I'm fine. Stop nagging me. You always do that. You broke my fall. Ragatha appeared at him shyly. No, I didn't. Oh, you can see his face becoming a little bit dark purple right there. He's lying. But you grabbed me. You didn't have to. Yeah, well, how'd you know I wasn't trying to use you as a pillow to break my fall? You're just about as soft as one. Well, thank you anyway. Ragatha rolled her eyes. She stood and held her hand out to help, but it pulled him up. Jax brushes her off and stood on his shaky legs. Whatever, Rags. He looked around. So, what now? Where'd the others go? Yeah, they're fallen, so they don't even know exactly where they gotta go. Ragatha sighs. No idea. The grounds have totally changed. Now I know why King told us a map would be useless. Great. Just what we needed. An unstable landscape. Jax rolled his eyes. Ragatha stared up to the sky. At least it's beautiful out here. How often do we get to see a sight like this? Typical Ragatha, trying to make the best of the lousy situation. Oh, come on, Jax. Maybe this won't be so bad. We just have to think positive. You want me to be positive, Dollface? Okay, I'm positive. I hate this adventure. Jax. No, really, I do. You hate everything, darling. Could you at least try to act like you care about anything or anyone? She still felt the sting in his earlier words, but she refused to take them too much to heart. She wasn't useless. She stood and shook her head. Come on, let's start walking. Jax looked between both paths before glancing down back at her. Which way? They looked exactly the same. Left. Why left? A third thing I thought of. I can't argue with that logic. Lead the way, doll. Oh, we just go to the left side right there already? Ah, yes. Okay, so yeah, we get to see these two right there walking down in the woods without a care or anything to it. He didn't say much, just quietly listened to Rags, went on and on, chatting enough for both of them. She rambled about how beautiful the sky looked, how she liked going camping back in her real life, and a whole bunch of other stuff she didn't care to give an opinion on. It'd been awkward enough when he grabbed her as they fell. Now he was trying to keep his distance. He didn't care what she thought about why he did it. He grabbed her so he would have something soft to land on. Yeah, that was it. Not because he was suddenly strangely worried about her. Not because he was afraid she'd get crushed by a falling and debris as they plummeted towards the bottom of the cliff. Come on, man. I mean, I know you're trying to be the jerk of the group right there, but you still care. You have a caring heart inside of you there, Bun Boy. Stop being so, like, denial about it. Come on. What do you think, Jax? Ragatha's voice broke through his hazy thoughts, pulling him back to the present. Huh? I asked if you needed to stop and take a break. She stared at him in her typical concerned Ragatha way. It drove him crazy. He wondered if it bothered him so much because he hated it or because he didn't know how to progress the fact that someone actually cared about him. He didn't want to think about it. No. He shook his head. I'm fine, jeez. Let's just keep going. I told you, I want to get this over with. Ragatha wound her hands together. Jax knew it was one of her nervous tells, one she did when she didn't quite know what to say. I'm sorry. It's just that you seem distracted. I thought maybe... Well, as usual, you thought wrong. Let's go. The words came out of harsher than he intended it to. Oh, okay. She looked away from him and kept walking. Aw. Hey, come on. You need to be nicer to Ragatha. She's been through enough, including about her mother and everything. If you know much about her, then you would actually get along and stuff. She had that hurt look on her face again. The look that he hated, like he said the wrong thing, and he should feel guilty about it. He despises when he made him feel that way. Who did she think she was? She didn't know him. No matter how much she thought he did, she had no right to make him feel guilty. So why did he actually feel guilty about it now? Ragatha? He called after her, by what she was a good 10 feet apart from him. Will you slow down? You said you want to get this over with, so let's go get this over with. She didn't look over her shoulder. You know what I meant? You know what I meant. Will you stop? She ignored him. Now Jax started to get angry. Oh, brother. He growls their name. Rags! It's not a good idea if we're this far apart. Oh, yeah. I mean, literally, like, now she's, like, literally leading the way, and Jax is trying to stop her. Then to move faster. Don't be a smart... Uh-oh. Jax paused. He heard it before he felt it. A slow rumble, followed by the soft shaking in the ground beneath him. Oh, no. Is this happening again? His eyes widened as he realized it was going to happen again. Ragatha, stop! Oh no. Yeah, she's not listening, man. She's not listening. The freaking ground is going to freaking crack open. What is it now? The ground jolted and her eyes widened to fear. The sound of a rumbling filled the air. Oh no. Jax didn't think. He ran forward and grabbed her, just as the ground unbuckled. Oh! He swung her into his arms as they lost footing. The earth shifted, and they were brought backwards, the ground in front of them stretching up into a giant wave of earth. Oh my gosh. Ragatha clung to him as they moved it. Jax had to shout over the rumbling. Hang on! It seems like forever until it stopped. Jax and Ragatha clung down and huddled low as gravel and sand washed over them. The grounds have shifted them back into the woods and away from the place. Jax didn't stand up until the shaking had stopped. Oh, is it over? Ragatha whispered. Her face was hidden against his fur. He could feel her hard hammering against his chest. She's scared, Jax thought to himself. A tiny part of him softened at the thought. I think so. He lowered her carefully to the ground. Aw, like literally just has to take care of her and stuff here. Just saved her life once again. You okay? Ragatha moved to show it brushing off her dress. Her cheeks flushed pink. She replied without looking at him. Oh, look, there's a cabin right there. Is that the abandoned cabin we need to go to? I'm fine. Thanks. Are you? He nodded. Yeah, I'm good, Rags. Ragatha gave him a half-hardened smile. At least it was better than her icing him out, which was a direction this had likely been heading had he had not protected her once again. Why did he feel the need to keep doing that? I think... Oh, Jax, look! Jax turns his head to where the Ragatha was pointing. There, maybe a quarter of the mile ahead of them, was a cabin. They've somehow made it. Jax frowned. Just like that? All of a sudden, we're right there? Something didn't feel right. It was too easy. Let's go! Ragatha sounded excited. Maybe the others are already there. If not, at least we can wait for them and be done with the silly adventure. Something feels off. How did that cabin just appear there? The ground moved, sure, but not that much. Ragatha paused. I'm not sure, but it's there, Jax. Let's at least go check it out. Jax sighs. Fine. Yeah, something tells me this is a trap or something. But no more running ahead of me. Stick by my side this time. Ragatha gives him a tiny smile. You worried about me? No, it's just... I can't afford to have you wander off and get separated, then I'll have to come find you. It'd be a huge waste of my time. Ragatha laughed. Okay, Jax, I get it. You made your point. Jax huffed. Good. Let's go. Yeah, definitely so. Yeah, I mean, Kane says there's a lot of twists and turns and plot twists and everything, so it could definitely be a twist or something. They've been walking a nearby half an hour, yet the cabin remained the same distance away. It was like they were chasing a mirage. He paused. Ragatha, this is wrong. Wrong? He looked at him. He nodded, looking around. Yeah, I don't think this is a real cabin. It's gotten to be one of Kane's tricks. As part of this dumb adventure, haven't you noticed it was gotten any closer, no matter how far we've walked? Understandingly, in the dawn on the doll's face, she closed her eye and sighed. You're right, Jax. She spoke softly, looking disappointed. You were right the entire time. You said something didn't feel right when we saw the cabin the first time, and I didn't listen to you. I should have. She looked beyond disappointed and embarrassed. Jax actually felt bad. He shrugged, trying to lessen her shame. Whatever, Rags, no biggie. Ragatha looked at him. You sure do have a good sense of these things. Were you really outdoorsy in your other life? I guess it's nothing special. It is. You've saved me twice, and you made a good call about the cabin. If it weren't for you, it'd probably be leading us in circles. Maybe. I guess what I'm saying is, if there is anyone to be separated from the rest of the group with, I'm glad I got separated with you. Jax stared at her smiling face. Ragatha was staring up at him so sweetly, so innocently, so proudly, that it made his head hurt and his stomach feel weird. Even after he treated her so poorly, she still found it in her heart to be kind to him. He wasn't used to getting that treatment from anyone, let alone her. It was more than he deserved. So, where to now, Jax? Yeah, this is actually a really wholesome little moment right there. I wish we would actually get to see more of this kind of stuff in the show, honestly. But I'm really happy that there's actually fanworks that does the job right there. Especially with this one, getting their own dynamics in this one. This is just so precious, honestly. He shook his head and snapped out of it. He needs to focus. Glancing around him there, he saw the path leading back to the woods and away from the fake cabin, where he found up to the right. He wasn't sure why, but he had a good feeling about that path. This way. Follow me. Ragatha observed Jax curiously. He didn't really seem to have a keen sense of direction. She watched as he paused every so often, like he was listening. He never let her wander ahead of him, preferring to stay exactly by her side, or just a bit ahead of her. She didn't blame him for not trusting her. She hadn't been much help during this adventure so far. Jax had saved her twice and prevented them from wasting critical time chasing a mirage. She had gladly decided to take a step back this time and let him lead. This soon appeared another fork in the road, identical to the first one they've encountered. Yes, the arrows again. Let's go right this time. He glances around. This looks like the same one we were at before. How can you be so sure? Jack shrugs. Gut feeling, also. He reaches over his hand and packed something in the lower hanging branch. A strange of you yawn got caught. We've been here before. Oh? Ragatha stared at the bright red strain of her hair and giggled. Well, you're right again. Come on, Dollface. Oh, yeah, so they were in the same exact thing right there, so now we're going to the right. To the right as we go along in this manner. They quickly realized that the direction was fiercely different from the path on the left. Oh. What is this place? Are we going into the evil, dark forest right there? It was colder here, too. The temperature had dropped significantly in a matter of minutes. As the path went on, the bramble and branches on every side seemed to close on them. It was hard to walk side by side in this condition, so Ragatha followed Jax's lead and kept a steady pace behind him. She hugged herself, trying to ward off the cold. Jax? Ragatha couldn't disguise the nervousness in her voice. She felt increasingly uneasy as they walked. It wasn't like they hadn't been on frightening adventures before, but something about this place is unsettling. Do you feel like we're being watched, or is it just me? Jax glanced at her over the shoulder. You feel that way? A little, yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling that way too. I wonder where the others are. Maybe we already reached the... Ah! Ragatha had felt something pinch and tear the fabric of her right arm. Oh. Oh no! Her skin! She looked down in alarm and saw that a thorn on the nearby branch had snagged her. Stuffing was threatening to spill from the torn fabric. Jax wiped around, his eyes darting from her face to get to her hurt arm. What happened? He gingerly, deliberately took her by the elbow and inspected her arm. A thorn snagged me. She wishes she had her emergency sewing kit. She could fix it up in no time, at least until they made it back to the tent. Jax blinked at her, his golden eyes searching her face. You okay? I think so. It's no big deal. I can fix it when we get back, or King can, anyway. Ragatha felt the intensity of Jax's stare boring into her. She couldn't exactly read her, couldn't pinpoint what he was thinking. The look he was giving her was one she'd never seen before. It was almost like worry. Jax must have realized it. He blinked rapidly and asserted his glance, releasing his grip on her arm. Good. Let's go. He turned away from her. Yeah, this is definitely very spooky right there. Yeah, and she also sees that different expression on him. Wonder what's going on in his head. She could have sworn she felt something there. Some strange spark at his touch and with the look of his eyes. The feelings were coming too quickly, and she was too confused to progress them. You coming, Rags? And Jax looked over his shoulder at her. Ragatha blinked. Sorry, I'm coming. Hey, Jax? Jax had begun walking. Ragatha's words were lost in her throat. Suddenly, she had no idea what she wanted to say to him, but the urge to say something was overwhelming her. Even if it was an apology for feeling useless in this adventure so far, she just couldn't shake the look he has given her. Oh! The sound of a branch snapping in half made them both halt. Jax froze. His pupils shrunk small as they listened. He pulled Ragatha closer to him and stood as well as a statue, and whispered, "Someone's here." "What?" "Shh!" She barely had time to register what Jax had said when the creature emerged from behind a wide tree trunk. What? Oh my god. It was a fox, or at least an NPC made to look like one. The strange thing about him was his fur. It resembles a charred and spiked tree branches all around them. No wonder they had seen him. He's been perfectly camouflaged. He stared at Ragatha and Jax with narrow yellow eyes and a curved smile. Ragatha heard Jax growl low in his throat. Oh my god. So it's a fox made of tree branches. "Hello, humans." The fox spiked a bushy tail, swung back and forth. He paced in front of Ragatha and Jax, never taking his eyes off them. It made Ragatha nervous. She felt like prey. Ragatha noticed how Jax was once again standing in front of her. It was almost like he was shielding her from the NPC's view. But that couldn't be it. Why would he do something like that? She was silly for thinking such a thing. But again, he's been protecting her this entire time. Whether or not he wanted to admit it, maybe there was some truth in her speculation after all. "Aw, who are you?" Jax balled his hands into a fist. "I'm Thorn." The fox eyed Ragatha up and down. It made the rag doll shiver. Yeah, why is he staring at Ragatha like that? Stop staring at her, you creep. "Sorry about that, by the way." He gestures to a gash in Ragatha's arms. Oh, he was looking at her scar. He walked right into me. What? Ragatha looked from Thorn to Jax in alarm. That was your fault. So that was your fault. He did that to her. It was an accident. It's not often people come through here. I wanted to get a closer look at you. You got 5 seconds to get lost. Jax's voice was low and dangerous. Oh, he threatened him and stuff. We've got a cabin to find. Come on, Rags. I know where the cabin is. I'm here to help point you in the right direction. Ragatha responded a little eagerly. You do? Where is it? Will you show us? Sure I will. The tree shifted behind them, revealing a sturdy-looking log cabin barely 50 feet away. There was no denying it was a real thing. It stood dark and silent, like it had been waiting for them the whole time. Oh wow, yeah, the branch fox actually helped us. Finally. Well, that's actually quite helpful. I thought he was going to be a dangerous NPC, but he actually helped them. Jax pulled Ragatha by the hand. He started sprinting towards the cabin. Come on, let's get out of here. Jax, wait! Oh, wait, what? Immediately, thorns and bushes sprout from the ground in front of them, blocking their way. The trees began to shift and close in on them, effectively trapping them within the tiny clearing and cutting the cabin from view. What the frig? The wind howled and swore in the blasts of frosty air, knocking the two of them into a sharp rambles. What the freak? Jax yelped and cursed. Ragatha felt another tear, this time on her leg. She inhaled sharply by the sudden pain. What the freak? Jax, are you okay? Ragatha winces as she carefully disentangled her from the branches. Jax gritted his teeth as he plucked the thorn in her leg. Yeah, are you? I'm fine. What the frick was that all about? The fox smiled widely. Eager, huh? Sorry, it won't be that easy. There's a catch. And Jax pulled the spiked branch from his fur. A catch? What's that supposed to mean? Has Kay not told you what the purpose of this adventure is? The thorn's tail swung slowly as he spoke. He told us the usual, which was nonsense followed by general instructions that could apply to anything. Thorn shook his head. Oh, this'll be entertaining. Then, have a seat. We preferred to stand. Rumbling that filled the air, the clearing shrank even more, trapping them closer together. It'll be easier if you listen. Sit. Jax, come on, let's just get this over with. Jax grumbled, but give them a given nonetheless. They sat together in the middle of the clearing. This adventure isn't just about finding your way back to the cabin. Thorns narrowed his eyes. It involves becoming closer to the people you're on the adventure with. Meeting broken and damaged compatriots, finding common ground, teamwork. Only when this is achieved will the cabin be accessible to you. There was an awkward pause, then Jax laughed bitterly. I'm not doing this. He stood and backed away, looking around with something akin to fear in his eyes. So basically, in order to get to the cabin, we have to at least have a real bond with our teammates right there. That's basically what the fox is saying. The freak? Jax, please. Don't freak out. It's not that big of a deal. From what it sounds like, she stood too. This is stupid, Ragatha. Another stupid, pointless, ridiculous adventure. I'm tired of this. I know, but we need to get back to the cabin. Oh, no, we don't. Jax! Ragatha wanted to scream. She was tired, cold, and now she was annoyed too. She stomped her foot in frustration. Now wasn't the time for one of Jax's difficult spells. What now? You really can't handle working cooperatively with someone even if it means getting through the adventure quickly. Am I that much of a burden for you to deal with that you won't even try? I never said that. There was a growl in Jax's voice. Then why won't you try? Oh, yeah, because something did happen that not a lot of people knew except for Pomni and everything else here. Jax looked away from her. He was breathing heavily and his pupils were shrunk back to tiny black dots. Strangely, as she watched Jax, Ragatha could feel her eyelids getting heavy. She was overcome with sudden exhaustion, wanting nothing more than to lie down. She swayed on the spot. Jax must have noticed, because his frantic pacing stopped. He looked at her curiously. Hey, Ragatha, what's wrong with you? I'm so tired. She spoke softly, the annoyance in her voice ebbing away, only to be replaced by a dreamy whisper. It's really so cold here. Oh no, is she passing out from the cold? Oh, hypothermia? As she stumbled in place, Jax rushes towards and studied her. She felt her mind going numb, like she didn't have a care in her world. Ragatha? Jax just spoke her. Hey, stop out of it! Let me sleep. Stop it. She pushed uselessly into his arms, holding her. What's wrong with you? We can't sleep here. Jax frowned, and something clicked. He looked at the fox. Hey, what's wrong with her? It probably has something to do with the thorns she snagged herself on. Oh, wait, what? What? Wait, are they poisoned? Is that why she's feeling a little bit loopy? The thorns are poisoned? Jax looked back at Ragatha. She was smiling, staring at him, a peaceful calm all over her face. Sorry, I'm not much help, Jax. She yawned wide. You did say I was useless. I guess you're right. Jax shook her again, hard. Jax, forget what I said, okay? I didn't mean it. You're not useless. Ragatha closed her eye and opened it slowly. I'm a useless ragdoll, and you're right. I need to stop nagging people. Jax looked around at Thorns. Make this stop! I can't. What do you mean you can't? I'm just here to guide you in the right direction, Thorns said calmly. I can't do much more than that. Why is this happening? Well, as I was going to explain, you both obviously got some issues to work out with each other. Or at least Cain thinks so. Issues? Jax felt his heart pound as Ragatha went limp on his arms. What issues? Also, the cavern won't appear until you do. The woods won't clear either. And once she falls asleep, your girlfriend here won't wake up. You'll have to leave her in the woods. Oh my god, girlfriend. He said girlfriend right there. What? And then Jax looked at Thorns in horror, like he finally understood what he said. So, she's gonna die if he doesn't do anything? Like, what do you mean? You'll figure it out. Thorns backed away in the rubble. He disappeared almost instantly camouflaged. Just make sure to do it quickly. A sleeping spell is pretty potent. Wait! Jax called after him. Why isn't this happening to me? I snagged myself too. She's the useless one, remember? You said it yourself. You apparently don't need her. The sound of Thorns' feet is sprinting away over the thin with figs, and the leaves was the last thing Jax heard before the silence of the woods descended upon him. Oh no. Yeah, so it only works on her because she's the useless one, as Jax did. Rags! Jax stared down at her, lying in his arms. She stared blankly up at the dark sky, her eyes lidded and heavy. Hey, wake up! I'm trying. I'm really trying. Jax glances at the ribs of her fabric. The stuffing had started to fall out. Maybe he's right. Maybe you should just leave me here and finish the adventure without me. Cain can come find me when this is over. I'm not doing that. Don't even say that. What use have I been to you since this whole adventure began? Ragatha closed her eye briefly. I really am useless. Ragatha, I didn't mean that, okay? Stop saying that. But it's true. No, it isn't. Jax, stop it. Jax was breathing hard now. She looked from side to side, but it was nothing to go except straight into the sharp, thick brambles. He never felt more trapped in his life. He felt defeated. Oh my gosh, he's now panicking. Yeah, so basically he's showing his true colors right there, as she's just admitted what he said to her and everything while she's almost on the verge to sleep. Stay awake, she said again, firmly. I don't care how you do it, just stay awake. You'll be okay. Ragatha sighed, blinking up to him so slowly. It's just a game, Jax. All this is a silly game. Even if I technically lose this adventure, King will set me right, and I'll be there for the next one. Jax knew she was right. They couldn't die here. But then why does it feel like she was losing her? Why did it feel like he was permanently slipping away from him? Why did it feel like his chest was constricting to the point that he couldn't breathe? No, he would not allow this. They were ending the adventure together, or he was going to stay here with her until Kane comes to collect them both. He was not abandoning her here. I'm sorry about what I said to you. Jax said that Jax's voice came out soft. I'm sorry, Ragatha. Jax swiped as his stinging eyes. He refused to cry. I know you didn't mean it. Or even if you did, I still forgive you. I'm really sorry for the way I act. Ragatha smiled at him. It's okay. It's not, though. You're the only one in this place who even gives me the benefit of the doubt on only you. What do I do to thank you for it? You saved me quite a bit today. That counts for something. Oh, she just placed her hand on his face. She lifted her hand and gently cupped his cheek. I'm sorry I'm always on your case, Jax. I really can be a nag, I know. Jax chuckled nervously. If you can stay away from me, I promise you can nag me as much as you want. Ragatha laughed, and maybe it was his imagination, but Jack thought she sounded stronger, less drowsy. Deal. She committed a grimace as more stuffing spilled from her thorn in fabric. Excuse me. Jack stared at her wounds. Does it hurt? A little, yeah. If I had something to wrap it up, that might help. Jack looked around. There had to be something he could do. He tried to find something he could use, but all he saw were thorny branches surrounding them. He officially hated the stupid sharp things after today. Then an idea clicked. He gently laid Ragatha on the ground. Give you 1 second, Rags. Oh, stay awake. Okay. Oh, wait, what's he doing? He snagged one of the branches off the surrounding the bushes, careful not to snag himself. Then, using one of the larger thorns as a sharp blade, he thorn into the. Then, using one of the larger thorns as a soft sort of blade, he tore into the pant leg of his overalls, and ripped it off the 2 long strips of fabric. Is he gonna sew it back together? They were juggled and uneven, but hopefully this will do the trick. Oh, yeah, so he's gonna actually do the sewing thing. He hurried back to Ragatha and started to wrap her wounds nice and tight, the fabric acting like a tourniquet to stop even more stuffing from spilling out. What did you do? Finally made it some use out of this stupid-looking overall. Aw, yeah, so basically he just patched it up together for her. That's just so sweet. He looked over his handiwork until he was satisfied, before pulling her back into his arms. He adjusted her so her head was slumped against his shoulder. He wrapped his arms tightly around her when he felt her shiver in the cold. You tore off your clothes? Sure did. Why? Don't ask stupid questions, though he was smiling. Jax? Yeah? Thank you. Aww, like seriously, this is so wholesome! I loved it! Ragatha felt Jax hug her tightly. Her mind was hazy, but she didn't feel anything, though as sleepy as she had only a few moments ago. In fact, she felt as though her senses were getting sharper again. She rubbed her cheek against Jax's shoulder. He was soft and warm, and she felt safe there, sitting like this. She felt like nothing could harm her as long as he held her. She didn't want to give that feeling up. The adventure was weighing on her, and she was exhausted, mentally, physically, and now emotionally. Oh, are you feeling any better? Yeah, Jax asked softly. Ragatha nodded. Yeah, I am. You still feel like you're gonna pass out on me? Not as much. She laughed, feeling into Jack's exhale. It was a couple more minutes before he just spoke again. Do you want me to let you go? He whispers the words like he was afraid of her answer. Ragatha shook her head. In a tiny voice she said, Please, don't. After her words, she felt his heart pound. Finding the strength in her arms again, she used them to clutch around his neck. Then, I won't. Yeah, they're just staring at each other. Oh, I love these little drawings right there, these little scenes of them. It's just, why do I already love this? I shouldn't love this, but I love it. Why am I loving this? What's going on? Ragatha looked up into Jax's eyes. They were big and dark, staring right back at her. His mouth was slightly open. Jax. Oh! Before she knew what was happening, Ragatha leaned in and pressed a soft kiss to his lips. She heard Jax's breath catch and felt his body tense. Nervous, she may have made him uncomfortable, and embarrassed that she just went for it. She started to pull away. Jackson yanked her back into him, pressing her lips more firmly together. Why couldn't this be in the freaking series? Like, this is just too wholesome right there. Like, this is just... Okay, why am I loving this story right there? This is a cute story. I'm sorry. Like, I've already just fallen in love with this matter here. Like, stop it. Ragatha's head was spinning as she kissed him. He was warm, and his lips were surprisingly soft and gentle as they moved against hers. Even if they were like a block of teeth and stuff like that, like really. When they finally broke apart, after what felt like ages, Ragatha was out of breath. Panting, she stared at Jax, who was looking back at her with large dark eyes and a dazed expression in his face, like he'd never seen her before. Jax. Ragatha spoke softly, not letting go of his neck. Then Jax cut her off with another kiss, this one more instinctively than the first. Ragatha sighed happily, holding him tighter. And then King comes in here and he's like, oh, what the heck is going on? We can't allow any romance in this place right there. Sorry, I had to ruin the moment here. It was a shaking in the ground that finally forced them apart. They heard the familiar rumble and felt the movement beneath them. Oh no, what's happening now? Ragatha held Ragatha close, branching the blade for another swift. Ragatha clung to him and shut her eye. Then, as quickly as he had started, the rumbling stopped. Ragatha peered over Jax's shoulder and gasped. Jax! The cabin! The cabin is here! Jax whipped around, and sure enough, the path to the cabin was clear. The bramble and thorns bushes were separated, leaving a perfect path to the front door. There was even a cobblestone walkway. Oh, is this a trick? I don't think so, it is. Only one way to find out. He stood up straight, Ragatha still secure in his arms. Jax? Yeah? I feel a lot stronger, and well, you don't have to carry me if you don't want to. Ragatha tried not to let it show in her face that's how much she actually wanted him to. I'm not opposed to just holding you, you know. You're light, and you're soft, kinda warm, too. Now that I've heated you up a bit. Ragatha laughed. Good. You're also really warm. Jax leaned and leaned his forehead against Ragatha's, just lightly enough that they brushed together. Ragatha's heart beats quickly. She held him around his neck and closed her eyes to the soft contact. Then they walked him to the cabin. And there they are. They're at the abandoned cabin right there. Again, this scenery just looks so beautiful, like seriously. The fear that was consumed him just moments prior had taken a lot of them mentally, and strangely enough, emotionally, so many conflicting feelings were happening at once. The freaking car, I swear to freaking God. That followed by the relief that Ragatha was going to be okay, that she wasn't going to fall into some bizarre unconscious state. He felt like he needed to lie down to properly digest it. Then, the kiss. The damn kiss. Jax had a lot to think about. She had kissed him. She had intended it. After everything he's done to her, after all the hell he's put her through, she found it in her heart to forgive him enough to kiss him. He wanted to kiss her again. In fact, he planned on it, but the first thing they needed to do was to get this mess and back to the circus. Then, he had plenty of time to work through these feelings, and hopefully kiss her a whole lot more. Jax grabbed the doorknob and give it a twist. Locked. You've got to be kidding me, seriously? There's got to be a key somewhere. Here, let me help search. He gestures to the ground. Jax still held her firm. I've got you, remember? Remember anything to keep holding her. Now that he had her, he didn't want to let her go. Just another one of the many new feelings that seemed to have taken over his brain. She smiled, giving him a little squeeze. I'm okay, promise. You can even carry me through the portal later if you want. Jax couldn't help his grin. Deal. He gently lets her go. Yeah, definitely. Just let her be useful right there. She's got this. She's got to find the key. He watches as Ragatha surged diligently in the grass in front of the mini cabin. He even turned a couple of rocks, hoping the key was stacked underneath one of them. Then she decided to walk around the perimeter of the structure. Jax followed closely, not wanting to let her out of his sight. They had no luck. No key could be found anywhere. Eventually they found themselves facing the front door again, unsure what to do next. Well, this was certainly frustrating. Sorry. Not surprised. Kane finds this exciting. That crazy idiot is probably watching from wherever the heck he sits and is enjoying every second. There's gotta be another way. Maybe we can pick a lock? Ragatha tapped her chin with her finger. If only we had... Oh! What's up? I know what we could do. Ragatha clapped her hands together excitedly. What's she doing? Jax watches as Ragatha ran over one of the thorn bushes. Carefully, she selected the largest, longest thorn that she could find and stabbed it clean off the branch. It was roughly the size of a sewing needle and nearly as thin as one. This will do. Ragatha held the thorn in front of her face and nodded. Oh, yeah, good thinking there, Ragatha. Yeah, just lock it. If we can't find a key, just do that. And Jax narrowed his eyes. Are you sure this is going to... Well, it worked. To his amazement, it was a tiny click. Jax stared wide-eyed as Ragatha tested the lock again, and the door swung open. Oh! Ragatha laughed. It worked! Jax was stunned into silence, as if Rags could surprise even more. There, she was picking locks. Yeah, definitely. Rags? He said, chuckling softly. I thought I was the one who had keys to everything. Yet, here you are showing me off. Yeah, definitely. Of course, yeah, she basically is full of surprises right there. It's nothing. How do you know that would work? Maybe or not, I have not used some of my sewing needles to explore some of King's locked doors in the past. I have so many questions. Yeah, so she basically is as bad as Jax right there. She's also a key expector, like Jax is. But first, let's get the beep out of here. Yeah, definitely. Let's get out of here before anything bad happens. The area was set up in a classic summer camp cabin, with bunk beds against the wall and a little table, the chairs at the other side. Light filters in through a dusty window, and spider webs covered every corner and crevice. Jax and Ragatha both looked around. What now? Oh my god! Also, look at the picture in the background. Could always mean piranhas, meaning camp. Hilarious. No idea. Jax shrugs, still holding Ragatha's hand. Didn't Kane say something about whoever makes it back first wins a prize? Maybe the others already made it back? We haven't seen them since this whole thing started. Don't you find that odd? Yeah, kinda. Ragatha shivered. It's creepy in here. I wish the portal would have opened already so we can leave. Kane! Jax said called into the air above them. Nothing happened. Jax groaned, scooping his free hand over his face. Ah, fantastic. I'm sure there's a way. We'll just have to... Oh, excellent work, my little campfire s'mores! You made it! Kane's booming voice echoed all around them, as though it was magnified 10 times over. Oh my god. Yeah, of course, he basically has to ruin the moment right there. Come on, man. What the? Congratulations on being the first ones back at the cabin. Oh, yeah, so they were right. They were definitely the first ones. They looked at each other. Jax didn't understand how they could be the first. It seems as though the adventure had gone on forever. Surely the others had made it back sooner than them. Please stand by. The portal will be with you shortly. There was a sound of a microphone being turned off and the cabin was silent once again. So, do we just wait? Ragatha peered up at Jax. Yeah, I guess so. An awkward silence fell between them. They both moved at once, turning as they were facing each other. Jax took Ragatha's other hand in his. Hey, Rags. Yes? Jax searched her face. Don't ever call yourself useless again, okay? Aw, yeah, definitely. You should never say that about yourself right there. Never say that you're useless at all, because you are useful there, Ragatha. And don't you forget it. Okay. I know it's my fault for saying it in the first place, but I'm an idiot. And then Jax shrugged his shoulders. I'm sorry. Ragatha gave his hands a gesture squeeze. I appreciate that, Jax. Hey, Rags. Yes? Can I kiss you again? His heart pounded in his chest. This was a risky question. As far as he was concerned, he was actually getting a little terrified as you might say no. Instead, with his immense relief, Ragatha laughed. Yes, please. Yeah, just ask nicely and everything. Oh god, what if someone walks in here and just sees this happening right there? They both moved at once, and Jax wrapped his hands around her, and Ragatha did the same, tilting her head up to meet his lips. Yeah, so basically they're just going at it again right there. Jesus, like, they've been doing this for, like, the whole thing, Majig, right there. Like, Jesus, like, oh my goodness. But it's so cute, though. He tightens his hold on her, afraid to let go. In all the touch starved and the loneliness he felt over however many years, he'd been trapped in this digital nightmare. He never could have expected to feel what he is feeling at that instance. I mean, it kind of makes sense because he's been alone for so long and he's been through torture in every way whatsoever here, so it definitely is kind of makes sense for him to actually be this close, honestly. Yeah, see? Like, pushing some people away, you shouldn't really do that. You should just express the clinginess and everything. Just as his hands moved her hair, Jax felt a swooping sensation. Oh? It was as though all of a sudden he was floating. His body felt weightless. Only then his back collided with something hard, with Ragatha falling on top of him. Did he finally come to his senses and open his eyes? Oh. Oh my god, what? He was face to face with Ragatha. She was staring down at him, wide-eyed, but beyond what he said, the fragment colors of the tent and circus tent. Oh, of course. No! They freaking just teleported themselves back into the circus at that time, seriously? What the freak? Zubul's face was loud in his ears. Oh my goodness. Why were they kissing? Gangle whispers, not very softly at all. I think he was giving her mouth to mouth. No, they were definitely making out. Gross. Oh my god. Bro, you have to ruin everything. Love is love, guys. Leave him alone. And he looked around, breathing hard. They were back at the circus somehow. He didn't even remember the portal opening. Ragatha was still perched in his lap. She looked around at the others, all observing them. Her face was red and her hair. Oh. Hi, everyone. Oh my god. Welcome back, Jax and Ragatha. Congratulations on completing this adventure. Ragatha stood kind of quickly, flattering out her skirt and avoiding meeting anyone's eyes. Oh my god. Jax pulled himself up from the floor and stood by her side. I'm so proud of you both for using teamwork and sportsmanship to successfully make it to the cabin. The whole purpose of this adventure was to strengthen friendships and bonds. I must say I'm proud of myself for this one. Where were the rest of you? And Jax finally spoke, glaring at all of them. Yeah, where the heck were they from all this stuff that we went through? Zubul rolled their eyes. We were here. What are you talking about? You were all with us before we got separated when the ground moved that first time. Yeah, and as soon as that happens, the portal opened back up and Cain forced us to come back through. Oh, wait, so that's why they were gone this whole time. So Cain basically got the others back to the circus and only left Ragatha and Jax in the place by themselves? Oh, that makes a lot of sense, but why though? Isn't that the whole point of the teamwork and everything? We've been back at the surface the whole time waiting for you two. What? Ragatha and Jax both looked at Cain confused. The ringleader looked at them sheepishly. Zubul's right. You better have a good explanation on this, Cain. I'm talking a real good excuse. Well, to be honest, not out of everyone here, you and Ragatha were the two most in dire need for a good lesson in teamwork. Cain's just over-the-top enthusiasm was a presence as all ever. And it worked! Oh my god, I'll say it worked. Zubul snickered. Jax glances at Ragatha. She had the faintest blush dusting her cheeks. If it weren't for the others, by standing around, gawking and gawking at the like they were some sort of spectacle, he had grabbed her, kissed her, and picked up right where they left off. Oh my gosh, yeah, that was really embarrassing right there. They literally have to ruin the moment here, but at least they're back and safe and sound right there. Ragatha met his gaze. She gave him a tiny smile. Then he felt her soft hand grasping his. Tightening around his palm, Jax froze. Yeah, Ragatha said softly, addressing the room, but staring only at Jax. It definitely worked. She turned to face him and took his other hand in hers. Then she leaned up and kissed him, ignoring the gasping groans and mumbles from those around him. Yeah, come on, leave him alone right there. They're in love. Like, why do you gotta be something like that? Like, why do you gotta be so jealous? They're all jealous right there. Also, oh no, Gangle, you better not be doing something funny with this one right there after this whole thing. Yeah, so Jax said and melt against her, pulling her closer to him as his hand slipped away in their wrist. Yeah, Pomni over there is getting jealous right there. The grounds were quiet as Jax and Ragatha made their way to the shore of the digital lake. The air was calm and still, the sun low in the sky, while the moon had just started to appear above the rift of the mountains in the distance. Aw, and then we're outside of the circus right there. Ooh, I definitely like the scenery right there. Jax gave Ragatha his hand to squeeze. She looked up at him and smiled. When they reached the shoreline, Ragatha spreads out the blanket she's been carrying under her other arm. Ah, and we have here them just enjoying the view together. That's a cute one right there. Again, this is a really wholesome, very wholesome visual novel fan game that I just played so far today. They sat down together in the grass, Ragatha leaning heavily against Jax's side, while the rabbit wrapped his arms around her back. After a while, he spoke. So this whole thing, us. Uh-huh. Ragatha hummed. She already felt the comfortness of warmth, luring into a dwellsy state. She spent no time in his arms as of late. It was hard existing normally when she wasn't. You happy? And Jax glances at her. With me, I mean. Ragatha laughed. Don't be silly. Of course I am. She hesitates, then in a much smaller voice asked him, Are you happy with me? Do I really need to answer that one? And Jax rolled his eyes. You asked first! Jax leans down to press a kiss on her forehead. I've got you, Ragatha. Always will. In fact, I think I always have. Ah, you see this one? Oh my goodness, that's a cute face right there. Ragatha stared up at the searching eyes. They were filled with an affection she only ever caught the faintest glimpses of in the past, as though it would be there all along but hidden just below the surface. She sighed happily, just as the relief that she hadn't felt in forever washed over her. They're such dorks. Like, seriously, they're all just dorks in this. If they were forced to live forever in this place, as long as they have each other, maybe forever didn't seem as such a bad thing. As long as you don't abstract, then everything is going to be fine. Not anymore, at least. I've got you too, Jax. Always. And Jax leans his head until it rests on top of hers. Aww. Together, they watch the stars come out one by one. Ah! That was adorable right there. So there you have it, folks. That was us playing All Roads Lead to You, a adorable little Amazing Digital Circus fan game based around on the Bunnydoll scenario here in this matter here. At first, I didn't really think I was so sure on this one here, but after playing this one, I really did enjoy this one. I really like the story, and I really like how the art is with the sprites and the scenes with this one right there. The visual novel is extremely adorable, and it is very wholesome, with some quirks in every way whatsoever here. Still trying to keep up with the fashion of the show as well here. And yeah, it was definitely really adorable right there, and I didn't think I would like this as much as I am now, but yeah, this is very cute right there. I gotta give this props right there. So that's gonna be it for today's video, so thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, give a like, subscribe for everything much awesome me, and hopefully look forward for new videos in the future. So, here we go now. Bye guys! Yeah, bye!